Ew, gross. So I don't normally work on this kind of garbage, but it was an easy excuse to take a day off and save my boss a bunch of money. So today I'm going to be changing the rear air springs on this F15 X5 M. Process is exactly the same for an E70, and I'm guessing it's going to be the same for the G10 as well. But essentially I've got a pair of brand new R-nut air springs. I'm going to rip the wheels off, and the process is handled pretty much just with the pliers and a 10mm open face wrench. And yeah, I'll walk you through it as I go. So here are my replacements. These are ContiTech air springs. These are OE in pretty much everything. This pair cost me about $300, including tax and shipping. I'll drop links in the description if you'd like to pick these up too. There's a little plastic protector in here. We will pull that out when we're ready to install. But first things first, let's get the wheels and tires off of the X5. So you can see the old air spring. The process is, there is a series of plastic pins on the bottom that we'll have to push in and release. Once that's done, you'll be able to lift the bottom of the air spring up a bit. If there's still pressure in the bag, you'll have a difficult time doing that. But it's important because we have to actually rotate the bag to get it out. All right, now that the bag is deflated, and I'll let you figure out if you want to use input or use alternative means. These only have about 60 PSI in them when they're fully extended, so not a huge deal. Next up, we're going to pop those little plastic clips, get the bottom of the bag out, and then we will rotate it clockwise and then dump it out and get the air line. All right, nothing but a little finesse. We got that out. So I'm gonna grab my 10mm now and we'll crack that fitting to get the air line out without damaging it. Then we will insert it into the new air spring, get it installed, and do the other side. Now, if you're using the R-knot springs, which I would suggest you do, just go ahead and take the old fitting off, slide the pipe out, nice and safe, and then you should easily be able to get the air spring out. So here's the old and the new for reference. Take the old dust boot off, snap the dust boot on the new one, make sure to align the hole with the trough. The R-knot air springs have a push lock, so just slide the original line into the fitting and then give it a tug to seat it. It's a lot like a shark bite connector. It's pretty good. So do that, slide this up into the chassis, turning it counterclockwise to lock it, and then snap the lower tabs in to the upper control arm. Then move on to the other side. All right, so in the interest of getting these to seat absolutely perfectly, I am gonna put a load under the rear axle with my transmission jacks, and I'm going to cycle the ignition key to get it to pump up. I just wanna make sure that these tabs lock in to that nice and square. It is plastic, it's not very fragile, but I don't want it to break. So we'll get that done, let it pump up, and we're good as done. Nice and pretty, all done. Wow, there's no good way to see those. And it's done. I'm gonna park it outside for a couple hours just to make sure everything is good with the airlines, but I think we're solid. Thanks for watching, guys.